A loud crash echoed through Maple Street as a silver SUV screeched to a halt, its tires burning against the asphalt just inches away from Amara Okorie. Pots clattered to the ground, customers jumped back, and Mama Bisi screamed her name. The SUV door flew open, and the man who stepped out was none other than Nathan Cole, Rivergate's youngest billionaire, looking breathless and shaken as he stared at the girl he had almost hit. But even more shocking was the envelope Amara held in her trembling hands, the one she had picked up just seconds before the accident, the one that had fallen from the SUV moments earlier. And inside was something that could destroy everything. Before Amara could speak, Nathan rushed toward her. "Are you okay? I didn't see you. I swear I didn't. Please say something." But Amara just clutched the envelope tighter, her breath sharp and uneven, her eyes locked with his in a mixture of fear, confusion, and something Nathan couldn't quite name. And so the story begins, where love, danger, wealth, humility, and a life-changing secret collide in ways none of them could have predicted. If you are new to our channel, make sure you subscribe right now, like this video, and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. Trust me, you don't want to miss stories like this. Earlier that morning, Amara had woken up before dawn, the same way she always did. The small room behind Maple Street Canteen was hardly big enough for her bed, a small table, and a bucket of water. But it felt like paradise compared to the leaking roof back home in Riverside Village. She tied her hair in a neat puff, washed her face, and whispered her mother's favorite prayer. "Kindness is a seed that never dies," she murmured, repeating the words like armor. The sun was just rising when she stepped out into the narrow street, already filled with the smell of frying oil and the distant hum of buses. She greeted Mama Bisi, who was stirring the morning stew in her large metal pot. "You're early today," Mama Bisi said, wiping sweat from her forehead. "I couldn't sleep," Amara replied, wiping down the customer tables. "I kept thinking about my family. I want to send more money home this month." The older woman gave her a warm smile. "And you will. God will open your doors. You're a good girl, Amara." Amara smiled back, but her heart felt heavy. She needed a better job, but finding one in Rivergate City wasn't easy when you didn't have connections, money, or a degree. Just as she placed the freshly cooked jollof rice in the display warmer, a black car parked across the street. She didn't pay it much attention at first. Rich people passed by all the time. But when a tall young man stepped out, wearing a simple cap pulled low and a plain black shirt that did little to hide his sharp features, something about him stood out. He moved with the quiet confidence of someone who knew he had power but didn't need to show it. And while most wealthy men strutted like roosters, this one walked like he was carrying invisible weight. He approached the canteen slowly, hands in his pockets. Amara noticed the faint sadness in his eyes, the kind worn by people who kept their emotions hidden, like jewelry locked in a safe. "Good morning," he said softly. "Good morning, sir," Amara replied with a polite bow of her head. "What would you like to eat?" He hesitated. "What do you recommend?" Amara blinked. No one ever asked her that. The yam porridge is very good today." He smiled, small but genuine. "Then I'll have that." As she dished the food, she noticed him watching her, not in a flirtatious way, more like he was observing something rare, something he couldn't quite understand. She handed him his plate. "That will be 800 naira." He nodded, reached into his pocket and pulled out his wallet. It was thick, very thick, yet he didn't even glance at the money inside. He simply handed her a note and told her to keep the change. Amara shook her head quickly. "No, sir. I don't take extra. Let me get your change." His brows lifted slightly. Most vendors would have smiled at the tip and tucked it away, but not her. "It's fine," he said gently. No, sir, she insisted. It's your money. Please take your change. There was a beat of silence between them, an unspoken question passing through the air. What kind of girl returns money like that? He accepted the change with a nod, his expression unreadable. Thank you. Miss Amara. Amara, he repeated, like he wanted to remember it. That's a beautiful name. Before she could reply, a group of customers arrived, and he stepped aside. But he didn't leave. Instead, he sat at one of the wooden tables, watching the bustling street with distant eyes. From inside the stall, Mama Bisi whispered, "That one is special. He looks like somebody who carries secrets." Secrets. Amara thought the same thing. An hour later, he returned the plate and thanked her again before leaving. She didn't expect to see him again. But she did. The very next day. And the next. And the next. Each day he ordered something different, but he always stayed longer than necessary. Sometimes he sat quietly. Other times, he asked gentle, curious questions. How long have you been in Rivergate? Do you like working here? What do you dream about, Amara? She answered him honestly, but never asked him anything in return. She could tell he wasn't just anybody, but she didn't want to pry. By the fourth visit, Mama Bisi pulled Amara aside. "My dear, be careful," the older woman said. "Men like him, they don't come to places like this for food." Amara frowned. "Then why does he come?" Mama Bisi stared at her knowingly. "Maybe one day, he will tell you." 3 days later, the land dispute began. Nathan, though Amara still didn't know his name, arrived looking troubled. His eyes were red, like he had been battling something exhausting. He approached the counter, hesitated, then said quietly, "Amara, can we talk? Privately?" Her heart skipped, but she followed him to the side of the canteen. He sighed deeply. I need to tell you something. My company recently purchased the entire block, including this place." Amara felt the air leave her lungs. Your company." "Yes, and I know this place means everything to Mama Bisi. I came to explain myself before the news spreads." "But why would you buy it?" she asked softly, pain creeping into her voice. "It wasn't personal. It was part of a bigger development project. I didn't even know this canteen existed until I met you." Amara looked away, overwhelmed. Mama Bisi was going to break down when she heard this. Nathan stepped closer, his voice low. "I don't want to hurt her, or you. I'm going to offer her a new shop space and compensation. Something better than this." Amara met his gaze. "Why are you telling me first?" He swallowed. "Because you matter." The words hung heavily in the air, more intimate than a touch. Before she could answer, a loud crashing sound cut through the moment. Someone had pushed the canteen door too hard, and the metal sheet slammed open. Nathan turned, startled, and in that swift movement, a white envelope slipped from his inner pocket, unnoticed. Nathan excused himself to help a fallen customer, and Amara bent to pick up the envelope, planning to return it. But curiosity tugged at her, not to invade his privacy, but because Nathan looked like someone whose life was too heavy, someone carrying burdens too large for one person. So she glanced at the envelope, and what she saw inside made her gasp so sharply that she choked on her own breath. A contract, a massive one, with Nathan's full name printed on top. Nathan Cole, the billionaire. Then came the screeching SUV, the near accident, the moment that changed everything. As Nathan approached her trembling form, he saw the envelope in her hand, and his expression flickered with shock, fear, and something dangerously close to desperation. "Amara, where did you get that?" She stared at him, speechless. "Please," he whispered. "Tell me." But before she could answer, someone across the street shouted his name. "Nathan! Nathan Cole! Is that you?" Heads turned, cameras came out, and the truth spilled out into the open. Not gently, but like a wound ripping open all at once. Amara stood frozen, the envelope still in her hand, as a crowd gathered, and the weight of everything she didn't know pressed down on her chest like a stone. "Is he really who I think he is?" she whispered. Nathan closed his eyes. "Yes." "Why didn't you tell me?" His silence said everything. "Amara," he finally breathed. "It's not what you think." But she wasn't sure of anything anymore. The street buzzed with murmurs as people pushed closer, phones raised high. Nathan's security team, who had been following discreetly, rushed over and formed a human circle around him. But the crowd was no longer looking at Nathan. They were staring at Amara, their eyes full of assumptions. "So that's the girl?" someone whispered loudly. "Is she the reason he's been sneaking around here?" another added. "She must be really lucky, or really smart." Their voices sliced through Amara like blades. Nathan reached for her arm. "Let's go inside, please. We need to talk." She stepped back instinctively, the envelope still clenched in her fist. "You lied to me." "I didn't lie," he said breathlessly. "I never said I wasn't Nathan Cole. You let me believe you were just some quiet, rich man with problems. You let me talk to you like we were equals." The pain in her voice made Nathan flinch. "Amara, I wanted to be seen, not as a billionaire, not as some celebrity, just as a person. You gave me that. If I told you who I was from the start, you would have changed. Everyone always does." She swallowed hard. "You don't know that." "I do," he whispered. "More than anyone." A security guard leaned in. "Sir, we need to leave. The press will be here any second." Nathan's jaw tightened. "Give us a moment." But the crowd was growing. Mama BC ran out of the canteen, saw the chaos, and immediately dragged Amara inside. "My daughter! What is going on? Why are people shouting outside? What did they do to you?" Amara sank into a plastic chair. Her hands were shaking. "Mama, he's Nathan Cole." The pot spoon dropped from Mama BC's hand. "Which Nathan Cole?" "The Nathan Cole." Mama BC grabbed her chest dramatically. "Jisoo, that fine, gentle man? The one who eats my porridge?" Amara nodded miserably. Mama BC sat beside her, equally stunned. "Amara, my child, this kind of thing, it doesn't happen to people like us. Tell me everything." But before Amara could explain, Nathan burst into the canteen, ignoring his guard's protests. "Please," he said urgently, "just listen to me." Mama BC stood protectively between them. "Young man, I respect you, but don't raise this girl's hopes if you don't mean it. She is all I have here." Nathan softened. "I'm not here to hurt her." He turned to Amara. "I didn't come here looking for love or attention. I came here because, for once in my life, someone treated me like I wasn't a walking wallet. You were genuine with me. You returned my change. You smiled at me like I mattered. That hasn't happened in years." Amara blinked rapidly, trying to fight back tears. "I don't know what to believe." "Believe what you've seen," he replied quietly, "not what the world is screaming outside." But just as his words settled, a reporter's voice shouted through the door. "Nathan! Who is she? Is she your hidden girlfriend?" Nathan's body stiffened. Amara felt her stomach drop. Hidden girlfriend? Cameras? Headlines? That life was not for her. Suddenly, all she could think of was her family seeing this madness back home in Riverside. She stood abruptly. "I have to go," she whispered. "Amara, no." Her voice cracked. "I need space." She rushed out the back door, ignoring Nathan calling her name, ignoring the security guards trying to block the press, ignoring Mama Bisi shouting after her. She ran through Maple Street until her legs burned, until her breath came in sharp gasps, until she found herself on an abandoned stretch near the riverbank. Tears poured down her cheeks. "What have I gotten myself into?" she whispered to the empty air. She didn't know how long she sat there before she heard footsteps behind her. Slow, hesitant. Nathan's voice broke the silence. "Amara, please don't run from me." She didn't turn. "I know you're angry," he said softly. "You have every right to be. But you can walk away with the truth or with assumptions. I'd rather you know the truth." She wiped her cheeks. "Then say it." He sat beside her, leaving a respectful distance. "My whole life, I've been surrounded by people who wanted something from me. Money, fame, power, connections. I lost my first girlfriend because she cheated on me with someone she thought was richer. The second tried to blackmail me. And the third, she left because she said loving me was too exhausting." Amara finally looked at him. His eyes were tired, vulnerable in a way she hadn't seen before. "I stopped believing in love," he continued, "until I met you." The words hit her hard. "But you should have told me who you were," she said weakly. "I know," he admitted. "I wanted to. But the more you treated me like a normal person, the harder it became. I didn't want to lose that." They sat in silence, the river breeze brushing against them. Amara took a slow, shaky breath. "I don't want to be swallowed by your world." "Then let me walk slowly," he whispered, "at your pace." Her heart pulled, but her mind was still tangled. And then he added the words that changed the air around them entirely. "I want to help Mama Bisi. I want to help your family, but not to buy your affection. I want to be part of your life, even if it's complicated." "The world won't let you be with someone like me," she whispered. "Then we won't give the world that power." His sincerity rattled something deep inside her. They were both silent for a long moment. Then Amara whispered the question she feared the most. "What was in that envelope? The one I found?" Nathan stiffened. "It was something personal. Something I was hoping you'd never see until the time was right." "What is it?" There was a long pause. Finally, Nathan said, "It's part of the redevelopment plan. There was a name on the document. A name you might have recognized." She frowned. "Which name?" Nathan held her gaze. "Your father's." Amara froze. My father?" "The company acquiring lands in Rivergate, including this area, was originally founded by your father before it went bankrupt. My company bought it years later. I didn't know this until recently. I didn't know you were his daughter until yesterday." Amara felt the ground tilt under her. "My father? But he died years ago. He never owned a company." Nathan inhaled slowly. "Amara, he did." Her lips trembled. "Are you saying my father was once a businessman?" "Yes." "Why didn't anyone tell me?" He looked at her with pained eyes. "Maybe they thought it would break you. Or maybe they didn't want you to know the truth behind his death." "What truth?" Nathan swallowed hard. "He didn't die of sickness, Amara. He was betrayed, bankrupted, ruined, and the same man who destroyed him is trying to destroy you now." Her breath hitched violently. "Who?" "The man buying up this area. The man trying to push Mama Bisi out. The man creating all this chaos." "Who is he?" Nathan leaned closer. "My father." The world stopped. Amara stared at him, her heart slamming against her ribs. "Your father?" Nathan nodded, shame clouding his face. "Yes." "And he destroyed my family?" "Yes." Amara rose abruptly, shaking her head. "No. No, this is too much. I can't. Nathan, this is madness. Amara, please, stay away from me. Her voice broke into shattering pieces. She ran again, leaving Nathan behind, calling her name in desperation. Tears blurred her vision. The man she had begun to trust, the man she had started to care for, was the son of the person who had destroyed her family's life, the man whose actions forced her father into poverty and despair. Her chest felt like it was collapsing. If you're still watching this story, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. This is where the story takes a heartbreaking turn you won't expect. Amara reached the canteen to find Mama Bisi pacing anxiously. "My child, where did you go? I was so worried." Amara collapsed into her arms, sobbing uncontrollably. Mama Bisi held her. "What happened? Did he hurt you? Tell me." Through broken breaths, Amara whispered, His father ruined my family." Mama Bisi stiffened. "What?" "He knew," Amara cried. "He knew. And he didn't tell me." "Oh, Amara, I don't know what to do," she sobbed. "I don't know anything anymore." And then something happened that made the entire situation spiral into something even darker. A black car parked quietly across the street, and a tall, intimidating man stepped out. Nathan's father. His cold eyes locked on the canteen, and he smiled. Not kindly, not warmly, but like someone who had finally found the piece of a game he thought he had lost years ago. Nathan's father didn't approach immediately. He just stood beside the car, studying the canteen as if it were an insect under a microscope. His expression was calm, too calm. That alone made Amara's heart hammer in her chest. Mama Bisi noticed him first. "Amara," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Who is that man?" Amara wiped her face and forced herself to look. The moment her eyes met his, a chill crawled down her spine. "I think," she whispered shakily, "that's him." "Who?" "Nathan's father." Mama Bisi stiffened. "Inside. Now." She shoved Amara behind the counter just as Nathan's father walked in, steps slow and deliberate, like a man entering a building he already owned. "Good afternoon," he said smoothly, scanning the room with a controlled smile that did not touch his eyes. "I hear your food is quite popular." Mama Bisi didn't smile back. "What do you want?" "Only a conversation." "With who?" His eyes slid to the counter. "Your girl." "Amara." Amara felt her stomach twist. Mama Bisi moved protectively in front of her. "She's not interested." Nathan's father chuckled softly. "Everyone is interested when their life depends on it." The canteen went silent. "Come out, Amara," he called gently. "There's no need to hide." Amara's breath hitched. Mama Bisi shook her head firmly, whispering, "Don't you move." But Amara knew hiding wouldn't protect them. Slowly, she stepped forward. Mama Bisi grabbed her hand, but Amara squeezed back, silently urging her to let go. Reluctantly, she did. Amara stood tall, even though her legs trembled. "I'm here." Nathan's father looked her over with unsettling calm. "You look just like your mother. It's amusing, really. I didn't expect life to bring you to my doorstep again." Her anger spiked instantly. "Don't pretend you know my mother." "Oh, but I did," he said. "I knew your father, too. A man who overestimated himself. He thought he could challenge me." "Challenge?" she snapped. "You ruined him." "Business is war, my dear," he said coldly. "If he couldn't survive, it wasn't my fault." Amara's hands curled into fists. "You destroyed his company. You drove him into poverty. You killed him." "Death is an outcome of weakness," he replied without flinching. "Your father was simply weak." Before Amara could speak, the door burst open. Nathan stormed in, face flushed with fury. "Dad, stop!" Nathan's father did not look surprised. "Ah, Nathan. I knew you'd get here eventually." Nathan moved straight to Amara's side, pulling her behind him protectively. "Why are you here? What do you want from her?" "She found out the truth," his father replied, "and I came to ensure she doesn't repeat the past." "You're threatening her?" Nathan snapped. "I'm preventing disaster." Nathan stepped closer to him, voice trembling with rage. "You don't get to decide what happens in my life." His father's expression hardened. "As long as you carry my name, my power, and my empire, you belong to me. And I will not let you throw it all away over a roadside cook," Amara gasped. The words cut deep, but they also lit something fierce inside her. Nathan didn't even blink. "She's not just a cook. She's someone you'll learn to respect." Nathan's father's eyes darkened. "I don't respect liabilities. And Amara is a liability." "Dad, you do not know who she is," he hissed. "You do not understand her family's history, her father's mistakes, her bloodline. She will drag you down just as her father dragged himself down." Amara felt her heart crack, because a part of her feared he might be right. But Nathan turned to her, voice gentle. "You are not your father's mistakes, and you will never be a liability to me." Her breath shook. "Nathan!" But before the moment could settle, Nathan's father pulled out a folder and slammed it onto a table. Documents spilled out, maps, property codes, photos of the canteen, financial projections. Mama Bisi gasped. "What's all this?" Nathan's father answered coldly. "Eviction papers, a demolition order. This building, this entire street. They all belong to me." Amara's heart stopped. Mama Bisi grabbed her chest. "No," Amara whispered. "You can't." "Oh, I already did," he replied calmly. "Work begins in 48 hours. Nathan spun toward him. "Cancel it." "No." "Cancel it." Nathan's father leaned close. "You want to save them? Then choose. Walk away from Amara, or watch her world burn." Amara's lungs froze. Mama Bisi sank into a chair, trembling. "Please, please don't take my business. We have nowhere else to go." Nathan's father ignored her completely. The silence that followed was thick and suffocating. Nathan stared at his father with pure hatred. "You're using innocent people to manipulate me?" "If manipulation leads you back to your senses," his father said casually, "then yes." Nathan closed his eyes, shaking with rage. Then he said something that made Amara's knees weaken. "Dad, if this is the choice, then hear me clearly. I choose her." Everything in the room stopped. Nathan's father's expression changed, slowly, dangerously, into something dark and lethal. "You," he whispered, "ungrateful boy." Nathan stepped in front of Amara again. "If you destroy this place, I will destroy your company. I know every secret, every loophole, every illegal partnership. Try me." His father's eyes widened just slightly, a crack in his perfect control. "You wouldn't," he whispered. "Watch me," Nathan replied. The tension snapped like a rope pulled too tight. Nathan's father turned, face twisted with quiet fury, and walked out. But before he reached the door, he paused. "You have until midnight to rethink this," he said without turning around. "After that, I'll treat your little love story as a declaration of war." He left. The moment the door shut, Amara collapsed into the nearest chair. Her breath came in harsh, uneven pulls. Nathan dropped to his knees in front of her. "Amara, look at me." She didn't. She stared blankly at the floor. "Amara," he said softly, "I'm not letting him hurt you." She lifted her eyes, red, exhausted, desperate. "Why would you go against your own father for me? It's reckless. It's dangerous. You know what he's capable of." "I don't care," Nathan whispered. "I won't lose you." Mama Bisi touched Amara's shoulder gently. "My child, listen to him." But Amara shook her head. This is too much, Nathan. Your father is a billionaire with influence everywhere. He can ruin anyone. He might hurt you. He might hurt us. He might. Her voice cracked. Nathan cupped her face gently. Let him try. But Amara pulled away. No, I won't be the reason you lose everything. You're the reason I finally fight for something real. Nathan. He stood suddenly, running a shaky hand through his hair. I'll fix this. Give me time. Please. Amara looked at him, torn apart completely. Nathan, I don't think time is what we need. He froze. What are you saying? But before she could answer, the entire canteen vibrated with the loud rumble of an engine. They all turned to the window. A bulldozer was parked across the road. Amara felt her heart fall out of her chest. Nathan sprinted outside. Hey, who ordered this? Who told you to bring this here? A worker shouted back, Order from Cole Enterprises! Demolition begins today! Today? Nathan shouted. It was supposed to be 48 hours. The worker shrugged. We go by the instruction we receive. Nathan's face twisted in horror. His father was accelerating the destruction. Mama Bisi rushed outside, screaming, No, no, please! My business! My life's work! Amara stumbled after them, tears streaming uncontrollably. Stop! Please stop! Don't touch this building! Nathan ran to the bulldozer's operator and climbed up the side, pounding on the glass. If you move this machine 1 inch, I swear I will sue you all. Get down. Sir, I'm just following orders. Nathan pulled out his phone and dialed urgently. Michael, shut down every demolition order on Maple Street. Right now. Override it. Sir, the voice crackled. Only your father has authority. Do it, Michael. Don't argue. Amara collapsed to her knees, sobbing as Mama Bisi held her tightly. But just as the chaos reached its peak, something unexpected happened. The bulldozer operator suddenly received a call. He looked confused. Then he shut off the machine. Nathan rushed over. What happened? Order just changed, the operator said. Demolition paused. Paused? Nathan repeated. By who? The operator pointed at the car approaching slowly down the street. A sleek black car, but not Nathan's father's. Someone else stepped out. A powerful-looking woman. Elegant, confident, unfamiliar. Amara frowned. Who is that? Nathan stared at the woman with wide eyes and whispered, My mother. If you're still watching, this is the most intense part. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment. This story is about to twist in a way you will never expect. Nathan's mother walked toward them with purposeful steps, stopping directly in front of Nathan. You're making a mess, she said calmly. Both of you. Nathan swallowed. Mom, what are you doing here? To stop a war your father started, and to correct a mistake I made years ago. She turned her gaze to Amara. You, she said softly, deserve to know the truth about your father. Amara's heart stopped. What truth? She whispered. Nathan's mother sighed deeply. Your father didn't lose everything by accident. He didn't go bankrupt because he was weak. He didn't die because he failed. She looked at Nathan. He died. Because of me. Amara felt the world tilt beneath her feet. Nathan froze. Mama Bisi took a step back, eyes wide with fear and disbelief. What do you mean? Amara whispered. You were involved in my father's death? Nathan's mother looked pained, her voice steady but heavy. I didn't kill him, Amara, but I set events in motion that destroyed him. Nathan turned sharply. Mom, explain. Now. She exhaled slowly. 25 years ago, before your father, your biological father, was the titan he is today. I worked in the legal department of an investment firm. One of our clients was Amara's father, a brilliant man. Visionary. But he made the mistake of trusting people he shouldn't. She looked directly at Amara. People like me. Amara's stomach twisted painfully. Why would you do that? I was young, ambitious, desperate to rise. And when your father refused to sign a contract that would have benefited my firm, I helped sabotage his business. I leaked information to his competitors and pushed deals through that undermined his company. Nathan ran a hand through his hair, horrified. Mom, how could you? Nathan's mother continued softly, but I wasn't the only one. Cole, your father, found out about the sabotage, and instead of making it right, he decided to finish the job. He bought out every one of your father's investments, cornered him, humiliated him publicly, and left him with nothing. Amara felt tears spill down her cheeks. So my father was destroyed by both your parents. Yes. Nathan's mother's voice broke, and I have lived with that guilt for decades. You let me grow up thinking my father was a failure, Amara whispered, voice trembling. You let me believe we were responsible for our own suffering. Nathan's mother lowered her gaze. I'm sorry. I truly am. Anger ripped through Amara's chest. Sorry doesn't bring him back. I know, Nathan's mother whispered. But I came today because you need to know the truth, and because Nathan is about to lose everything if we don't stop Cole. Nathan blinked. What do you mean? Cole is furious, she said. You defied him publicly. You threatened him. He sees you as a traitor now. He's preparing to erase you from the company. And from his legacy. Amara gasped. No! Nathan's jaw clenched. Let him try. His mother shook her head firmly. This isn't about money anymore, Nathan. It's about pride. Your father would rather destroy everything, including you, than admit he's wrong. Nathan felt a chill. So what do we do? She looked between the two of them. We stand together. We confront him. And we expose the truth. Amara shook her head immediately. No, I don't want revenge. This isn't about revenge, Nathan's mother replied. It's about saving Nathan, and saving yourself. Nathan turned to Amara, eyes softening. Amara, please, let me fix this. Let us fix this. Her heart thudded painfully. For years, she had carried the weight of her father's fall, thinking fate had simply been cruel. Now she knew the truth. Powerful people had crushed him. The same powerful people were now coming for her. But Nathan was willing to stand between her and the storm. Amara wiped her tears. Okay, I'll face him. Nathan took her hand, squeezing gently. We'll face him together. Nathan's mother nodded. Good, because he's already waiting. They all froze. What do you mean? Nathan asked. She gestured behind them. Everyone turned. Cole, Nathan's father, was standing at the entrance of the street, surrounded by security guards. His expression was unreadable. Nathan tightened his jaw. He heard everything. Cole began walking toward them with slow, calculated steps. His gaze was fixed on Amara. So, he said coldly, the past has crawled out of its grave. Nathan stepped forward. This ends now, Dad. Cole looked at him sharply. You think you can challenge me? In public? With her? He pointed at Amara, his voice dripping with contempt. You destroyed her father, Nathan shot back. And now you want to destroy her too? I eliminate threats, Cole said simply. Her father was a threat. And now, so is she. Amara flinched. Nathan's mother stepped between them. Cole, enough! This is not a business deal. These are lives. Our son's life. Her life. An innocent man's legacy. Cole sneered. You dare lecture me? After what you did? You're the reason all of this started. Nathan stared at his mother. Mom! What is he talking about? Cole's eyes sharpened. Tell the boy. Tell him why you sabotaged that man in the first place. Nathan's mother swallowed hard. looking suddenly pale. "Cole, don't." But Cole's voice was ice. "Tell him." Silence. Amara's heart pounded. "Tell us." Nathan's mother closed her eyes. When she opened them, tears had gathered. "Because," she whispered, "I was in love with Amara's father." The world stopped. Nathan staggered back. "Wait, what?" Mama Bisi gasped, covering her mouth. Amara froze, breath caught in her throat. Nathan's mother continued, voice trembling. "He was kind, brilliant, soft-spoken. He cared about people. He made me feel seen. I had never experienced that before." Nathan's father spat. Yes, she loved him. And he rejected her for being married to me. So she destroyed him. And when I found out, I decided to finish what she started. Nathan stared at both parents, horrified. "You two ruined an innocent man's life because of jealousy? Pride? Ego?" His mother sobbed. "I was foolish, angry. I let emotion control me." Cole pointed a finger at Amara. "And now she's here. The daughter of the man who made a fool of us both. Of course she wants revenge. Don't you, Amara? Isn't that why you got close to my son?" Amara's voice cracked. "I didn't even know who you were until recently. I never wanted revenge. I only wanted a better life for my mother. I wanted peace." Cole studied her for a long moment. Something shifted, very slightly, in his expression. Doubt? Realization? It was hard to tell. Nathan stepped forward, standing protectively in front of Amara again. "Dad, listen to yourself. You're punishing a daughter for something her father didn't even do. You're punishing me for loving someone who finally sees me for who I am." Cole didn't respond. Nathan continued, voice shaking. "You always said a strong man protects his own, that he stands by what matters. Well, Amara matters. She's the first real thing in my life." Amara's breath hitched. Nathan took her hand. "And I'm not leaving her." Cole's jaw tightened. "So that's your choice?" "Yes," Nathan said. "It is." Cole stared at him, long and hard. The tension stretched until it felt like the entire street held its breath. Then Cole raised one hand. Everyone tensed. Was he signaling the guards? Was he about to destroy everything? But instead, he let out a slow, heavy exhale. "Fine," he said quietly. "Have it your way." Nathan blinked. "What?" Cole turned to the workers. "Call off the demolition." They stared at him in confusion. He raised his voice, sharper this time. "I said call it off." The workers scrambled to shut everything down. Nathan stared, stunned. "Dad." But Cole didn't look at him. He looked at Amara. "Your father was a good man," he said stiffly. "Better than I allowed myself to admit. And you bear his character, his strength," he swallowed. "I can see that now." Amara's eyes burned with tears. Cole continued, voice strained. "If my son wants you, then I will not stand in the way. Not anymore." Nathan's mother exhaled in relief. Nathan wrapped his arms around Amara, pulling her close. She sank into him, overwhelmed. Cole turned away, but not before murmuring one last thing. "Make sure you do not repeat our mistakes." With that, he walked to his car and left silently. The entire street seemed to breathe again. Nathan held Amara's face gently, wiping her tears with his thumbs. "It's over. We made it." Amara shook her head softly. "No, we didn't just make it. We changed everything." Nathan smiled, a real smile this time. Together, Mama Bisi hugged them both tightly. "My children, God has rewritten your destinies today." Nathan's mother approached Amara slowly. "I can't bring your father back, but if you allow me, I want to help rebuild what you lost. I owe you that much." Amara wiped her eyes. Maybe. One day. For now, I just need time. Nathan's mother nodded. You'll have it. Nathan kissed Amara's forehead softly. Come with me. There's something I want to show you. He led her behind the canteen, where a small surprise waited. A renovated shop space, newly painted, freshly built. Amara gasped. Nathan, what is this? I started this weeks ago, he said. Before I knew any of this. I wanted you to have something of your own. Something no one could ever take away. Her heart swelled painfully. Nathan, I don't know what to say. Say you'll stay with me, he whispered. Say we'll move forward together. No past. No secrets. Just us. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered. Yes, I'll stay. Nathan pulled her into a tight embrace, and the entire street erupted into applause. If you made it to the end of this story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment telling us what part shocked you the most. Your support helps us bring more unforgettable tales like this one.